NYAMaverick is on the line with us here today. We're talking about his new song, New Day. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Excellent, thanks. So your song, New Day, how would you describe it?
I would describe it like when I first started writing it, I wasn't really going for that kind of genre. It's more of like a kind of like, there's something you can bob your head to. I just wanted to make something really catchy. So I describe it as like a little bit of auto tune because, don't have the greatest voice and those notes I was trying to hit weren't the best, but I would describe it as like a kind of just a catchy little vibe that you and your friends could just vibe with.
There's a lot of people who may think that auto-tune is lazy, covering up for a lack of talent. But do you think there's a place for it?
I think that there's a range for it that it's like, okay, well, I can see why they used it. Like they don't need it, but it can help with that specific kind of genre. It depends on like what the beat is. Like if you don't match that beat, I wouldn't say it's like cheating or like saying you don't have talent. It's a different way. Some people will like it too.
The auto-tune is kind of commonplace in your genre of music, isn't it?
Yeah, is pretty common. A lot of places around pop, hip hop, mainly that.
And why do you think that is? Do you think it is just kind of a deliberate artistic choice?
I think it goes both ways. I think sometimes it has to do with the lack of talent. But again, that doesn't like personally go for people. It just might not be their style, but they're trying to test something new or they're trying to go for a style that they don't have. And autotune will help with that.
For this song, New Day, what was it that actually inspired you in terms of the lyrics of it?
I really wasn't. I messaged this guy named Billy Marchafava, I was a big fan of, and I listened to a lot of his music. And I was like, okay, let's do a feature. He was down for it. So I did it. And his music genre is based on just funny stuff, just saying random stuff, just bragging or just joking around. So I thought, okay, let's switch it that way. And me and him actually went over the lyrics together. And I wrote some original lyrics and then he would kind of touch up on it because I trusted him because he's been making music for years and years. And this is my first song. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to let him kind of guide me. But here's what I have. Here's my plan.
Do you think that your style worked well with his funny lyrics style?
I kind of do. I really liked our mix. Like his part and my part were I feel like we had a good connection there. And he even said like, hey, I don't usually like touch up on this kind of style, but I really enjoyed doing this kind of song. And so one of my favorite features. So I'm kind of happy that he liked it. I just wanted something that we can both agree on that we both like and we both thought was good. And it came out pretty good, I feel like.
The musical elements and instrumentation of it, what genre would you say that actually falls under? Is it a world away from what Billy Marchifava does?
So I'd put him as a funny type rap. This is more just like a brag, like pop. Just like, this is what I got. It's a new day. We bond like it's 2K, chilling with my new babe, that kind of thing. His song is completely different kind of like what you're talking about. But
so what was it that actually got you interested in making music originally?
I think like freshman year of high school, I just started writing poems and stuff. And I started writing down in my notebook and I was like, dude, it'd be so sick if I can start making music. And so I have a journal full of just a bunch of songs that I've written and I don't have a beat to it. So whenever I listen to a beat, I'm like, okay, does this match this line, this line? So I kind of just put two and two together, but I really like music. Music's been a big part of me. I'd always have an MP3 player on me when I went to like elementary, middle school, high school. It's just a way to escape for me. So I thought, why not make some and maybe have some fun doing it, something maybe I can make a living off of. That would be really sick. And yeah.
And have you managed to make a living off it yet?
Not yet. I mean, this being my first song, I think last night or this morning, I think it hit 12,000 streams.
Wow.
My first song.
That's quite impressive. How do you get that many people on your first song? Because if you don't already have a following from something else beforehand, most people in their first song would be lucky to get anything other than their friends and family.
No, yeah, definitely. A big part is the feature with having Billy. I mean, he has 800,000 monthly listeners on his Spotify. So having him be part of it, I think really boosted me up and helped that continue to grow. And I hope it continues to grow, but you can't expect too much. But originally my plan was to come out with like a whole album. I wanted to just do an album of every genre of rap. So I would have the funny type bragging. I'd have a little bit of joke at that from friends that are into that. I was going to shoot some music videos, but a bunch of stuff went down and I wanted to have this done by December. But
Yeah.
this single song I didn't have done until like a month or two ago. So I was just
Well,
like, dude, I don't want to. I kept telling my friends and people like, hey, I'm going to release it, but I didn't. So I was like, okay, I just got to throw something out there.
yeah. And looking back on that, do you think it was better to come out with one song, or would a whole album be better because maybe it can be used as a portfolio? Because it could be argued these 12,000 people have heard this song and maybe gone, oh, what else has this guy got? And then there's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to do. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get all of his fans, but I want to give them something else to listen to. That way, they're just like, oh, I don't know, I don't remember this guy because it was so long ago.
Yeah.
But I feel like it goes both ways because if I do an album, it's going to take me a while to make another album. So what I have planned is release one song every 2 weeks. That's my plan right now.
That's quite impressive. I mean, it depends what else you're doing with your time, but is that quite full on? Because most musicians don't do anything near that.
For me, I want to go full on out on this. I don't, it's just the hardest time, studio time. I had to book studio time for that song and that took a while. But I'm thinking just getting my own studio set up in my house. And if I can do that, I can maybe even do it like once every week or once every like I make YouTube. I upload it on YouTube, add an AMV for it. Maybe once that hits a certain amount of likes, boom, I release another one. So I already have 2 re-recorded songs ready to release.
Ooh.
So every 2 weeks, I'm release one, and hopefully I have others recorded. That way, the line doesn't slow down. I'm too ahead. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Hopefully, you'll get a lot of traction on these. Do you think that you'll get big numbers and hopefully some will overtake your first song?
I'm hoping for it. I don't think anytime soon, to be honest, unless I get more big features. I have a few little features from other people. The main thing for me is getting those features because you're not only bringing yourself more fans from theirs, but you're also adding experience. And I'm not one person to really like listening to solos or making solos. It's just like, I feel like there could be more with other people.
So who would be your dream feature? And dead or alive, I don't mind.
I'd have to go with NYAMaverick. Big fan of his. It's definitely a different style of music than I'm used to, but I really like his type of music. He's got a good voice. He's got good lyrics. He knows what he's doing, and he's just overall just a hilarious, good person. So I think NYAMaverick would be huge. But if we're talking like down the road, like close, I'm hoping to reach out to Shotgun Willie or like Baby No Money or something like that.
And how do these people's styles compare to your own? Do you think they gel quite well?
I think they do. I think they're kind of like on the same style as me and Billy. They all actually, Billy's made songs with these other people. So that's why I'm like, okay, if I can get on his genre or I can get, if they can see that song, maybe I can make music with them and I can bring their fans because they've got bigger following bases. And I feel like our styles do kind of match a little bit somewhat.
Yeah. Is the styles gelling the most important thing, or is it the kind of status of the person? Because it's probably quite unlikely, but if one of the biggest stars at the moment phoned you up and said, let's do a collab, but they're like the complete opposite of you musically, would you still say yes?
That's kind of a hard choice. It really depends on how different. So like country wise, I want to do a country song. I'm sorry. I'm not a huge country guy. That's not my vibe. But I mean, if I get an opportunity, I'll be honest, I'm not going to let that just go. Maybe we can do something like I have my part and they have their part and we kind of mix it like two different genres in one song, like, Old Town Road, like that kind of thing.
That sounds like an interesting idea. The two different genres, so you do your bit and they do their bit. Do you think that quite works? Because I'm not sure if I've heard anything like that, but maybe I have and just haven't thought about it.
I feel like it could definitely work pulling both genres. It could also it could confuse the beat. There might be some like, okay, it's this kind, and getting on charts. It's like, well, is it a country song? Is it a pop song? Is it this song? Yeah. But I feel like I would listen to something like that,
Yeah. That's true. I guess it's both genres, because I think if a song is the slightest bit country, it's allowed on the country charts. I don't really know how it works, but I think that sounds about right.
I think so. I think, like, speaking on Old Town Road, I think that was kind of thing because it was on billboards and then they're just like, well, it's a country song, so we're going to take it off. And there's a huge thing about that. So sometimes it doesn't cause like that kind of problem,
And how did you manage to get Billy, by the way, for your track New Day, if it was your first song? I mean, did you have a portfolio of some kind that you could show him, or did he just have faith in you, even though you were new?
So I actually paid for the feature. It wasn't that bad, but I mean, showing him beats and stuff, he was like, okay, well, I'm not just gonna get paid and just instantly make a song. I showed him the beats, I showed him the kind of style I was going for, I showed him my plan, and he was like, okay, I can rock with it.
That sounds cool. And has he heard the song, or what does he kind of think of the finished product himself?
He said he likes it. I mean, it took a while for his part to get mixed. I think I got his part mixed the day I released it.
Wow.
So I instantly sent it to him and I was like, okay, this is what I got. And he was like, okay, sick. And then I added an AMV, which is an animated music video on YouTube. And he was like, I really love that. Like he loved an animated music video, which I appreciate. But I think he really enjoyed it. I hope he did.
Hope so.
That's the main thing. Yeah, that's the main thing I was talking to him about. I was like, as long as you like it too, because it's not just about me. I want something that your fans will like and that you will like. So as long as one of us, as long as both of us are happy, then we're straight.
He hasn't asked for his name to be removed from it, so that's a good sign.
Thank goodness. Yeah, I would cry.
Yeah. You said you were mixing his part on the day of it being released. Did you know that you were releasing it that day and you were rushing to get it finished? Or was it just that, oh, that's it done now, I guess I'll release it today?
I was really planning on having it released. I had some guy mix it for me. My producer was actually a really good guy. And he was like, okay, I can have it done today. So I was like, okay, great. I set a YouTube premiere for like 11 o'clock at night. I was like, okay, he's got to have this done because I've got to just get it out. I have it premiered. I have it ready. Let's get it. And he came out and he did it.
Well,
thank God.
Yeah. Did anybody watch it? Because imagine 11 o'clock at night. Well, maybe for musicians and creative people, it's a little bit different. But 11 o'clock at night, most people are asleep. But I guess most songs are released at midnight, aren't they? Because that's when a new day happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I think during the stream, not as many people as I wanted to were there to watch the premiere itself, but the views did kind of bump up, especially when, Billy was like, okay, this is out now. People go watch it. He posted it on his Instagram. And that's when people started to listen to it a little bit. The YouTube views didn't do as good as I wanted it to do, but it's in at like 3.3K on YouTube and then, 12 on Spotify. It's released on everything but SoundCloud right now.
But do people listen to music on SoundCloud? Because it just seems to be like a place where you upload stuff.
Yeah.
But you'd actually just listen to it on Spotify and YouTube and whatever.
Yeah, I'm not complaining that it's not released on SoundCloud. I don't think it would have brought as many people. But I mean, it is what it is,
Well, what's coming up for you after this new song, New Day? You're releasing 2 a week at the moment. That's the plan anyway. So will there be stuff very soon?
Yes, I'm planning on dropping a song this Friday. And after that, just keep releasing more songs every 2 weeks. And then once I have my studio set up here at my house, I'm thinking I spend like $500 or $600 on that. Then I will start releasing, hopefully weekly, if I can. The hardest part again is for me is recording, is finding someone to mix it. But I'm thinking of teaching myself to mix it and just me myself being the person that does everything, both record, write, and mix all my music. So this Friday I'll be coming out with this song. I don't know which one yet. I'm stuck in between 2 choices, but I won't spoil too much.
Well, in the meantime, where are we able to find your latest single, New Day? It's just everywhere but SoundCloud, right?
It's just everywhere but SoundCloud. It's on Pandora, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, literally everywhere that I think that you can think of. I have a list.
Yes.
But everywhere. It probably won't show up when you type in New Day because there's so many songs called New Day. That's the one thing I didn't really like about it. Is it's such a common song, I guess. So if you just type in like NYAMaverick or Billy March Fava, it should pop up.
Yeah, I think there was a Take That one a few years ago. And if you're really tech savvy, we can get it on an MP3 player and you can relive your old school days.
Oh yeah. I think my little sister has one. I was going to download it and put it on that. That would be funny.
Nice. Well, many thanks for talking to us today. It's been great to have you on.
Yes, thank you so much.